Happy Saturday, all my fellow brothers and sisters and doll. It's me, your buddy Donnie again, bringing you another Dolly review, and as always, telling it like it TI is. I tell you everything, I tell you, like Miss Swan from Mad TV. I tell you everything I tell you. He looked like a man. Well, these are two men actually. I decided to make this video a twofer. Okay, a twofer because these dolls, there's not a whole lot to them. Okay, they are your very basic playline beach dolls from the 90s. No, I'm sorry, late 80s, late 80s. Let me see. What is the year? 88. Yes, 1988. Beach Blast Barbie. But one thing that always kind of bothered me, is that whenever the doll, especially if it was a male doll, it would have Barbie and Steven in the little corner. Barbie again in the little corner. That doesn't make any sense. These are boy dolls. Okay. Now, from my perspective, I grew up, in the late 70s, early 80s. So for me, in my opinion and in my life experiences, I had a very hard time convincing my parents to let me have dolls because they would be like, yeah, because that Edith just jumps right at me. Because they would see that, okay, these are boy dolls. Why do they have a female name all across? And I didn't understand. Now, many years later, as an adult, I understand that it's the branding. Okay, that the line is called Beach Blast Barbie. That's why they had the female name, plastered. But they could have easily, put Beach Blast Ken and Steven over her, okay, as they did in the bottom of the boxes. So it's not like they didn't have the font to do it. They just, whatever. Anyways, these fellas, I decided to do the twofer, okay, double review, because like I said, they are from the same line, and also because again there isn't much to them, you know. They have no gimmicks, okay, no special features, and let's get to the unboxing. Oh, and the reason why I decided to do a twofer is because these buddies, Ken and Steven, okay, in a way, they represent me and my buddy Jay from Texas. My buddy Jay was sweet enough to send me this Steven, okay, which I was missing from my collection, okay. He was sweet enough to just, get it for me, okay. And I thank you, Jay. I so appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. You're a beautiful person. And beyond this gift, your friendship, is what I've been valuing all the years that we've known each other. So I recently got this Steven doll, which is a gift from my buddy Jay, okay, in Texas. But the can, I've actually had it for a long, long time, but I just never got around to deboxing him, okay. But since I have them both together now, I figure what the hell. So here we go. Steven, I must say, this is the head mold in 1988, when Mattel decided to turn the corner. Because up until 1988, the official head mold for black male dolls was one with an afro, okay? But it was a sculpted afro, but by 1988, afro hairstyles, for men at least, were not as common or as fashionable anymore. So Mattel, keeping up with the times, decided to create this new head mold, okay, for the male black dolls from then on, which is very handsome, by the way. Look at this Punham. He's very, very handsome. This smile is so inviting. And he still wears his hair in an afro, but it's a much shorter afro than the bigger, more round, fuller afro that the previous Black Ken would wear. Okay. And also, this Ken is special not only because, yes, he is so, so darn handsome. Also, he's special not only because of his looks, also because, again, he became the new head mold, for Black Kens, or Stevens for that matter. And also because this is the first time since Brad and Curtis that Black Ken wasn't just Black Ken, but had a proper name himself. This isn't Black Ken, this is Steven. Okay, again, this is the first doll for the first time, okay, that Mattel. No, I'm sorry, this is the second doll actually, because the first, Steven that sported this head mold was Island Fun Steven, which, I've already covered in a previous video. Okay, so this is the second beach Steven that sported a proper name. Okay, as you can see, he brings very modest, primitive, if you will, accessories: a frisbee, a sun visor, and a boombox. Okay, and he comes secured with just one little metal wire coated in clear plastic. Okay. Oh, and here's another one that is securing his left ankle, and voila. The thing about 80s Barbies and Kens and all their friends is that you did not need a chainsaw, okay, to get them out of the box. You really didn't. They were very straightforward. The presentation, okay, cardboard boxes, with a little window, plastic. And again, very basic, nothing out of this world, because again, these dolls, chances are children would take them to the beach or the pool, and again, no special care. I would call them rough and tumble type of dolls, Again, this is the standard beach body for all male dolls, from the late 70s, throughout the 80s and well into the 90s. Okay. His points of articulation by today's standards are, well, a little primitive, if you will, but not as primitive, because if you look at the fashionistas, male and female, of the last at least 10 years, their legs don't bend. So the fashionistas are not, very much in possibility times either. But this body, his arms could go all the way around, his head all the way around, his legs, up and down, hold the pose. And guess what? His knees, that beautiful clicking sound that would click 3 times. Brother Man's bed could bend at the knees. How cool was that? So there's Steven sitting by his box. And now, let me unbox his best friend, Ken. Again, just like Steven, this Ken did not bring much of anything. you know, again, a frisbee, a sun visor, and a boombox. And he is also secured with just a little wire around his waist and another one around his right ankle. His right ankle. Okay. So we get this out. And voila. There's Ken. Okay. Let me put this stuff back in. In the interest of time, and because I don't have the software or patience or know-how to edit my videos, I'm doing it in real time. Okay. And again, just like Steven, Brother Man articulation, okay, is again somewhat primitive, if you will, because, and again, that delicious clicking of the sound of the knees. Now, something else that I wasn't thrilled about. Okay, of this line, okay, sit down there. Hey, pal, what's happening? Hey, how you doing, mister? Hey, here, just catching the rays, catching some sun. There we go. Here being reviewed by Donnie. Yeah, man, he's a nice fella. Yeah, hey, good. We're out of our boxes. A little dialogue of my dogs. Now, like I said, something else that is a bit of a gripe that I never quite understood, and I still don't care for, is like, okay, Beach Blast Barbie is the brand. As you can see, there's 5 female dolls. Christy, Barbie, Teresa, and Miko. But wait, I think by now they changed her name, and she was called, I think it says, Kira. No, Miko. She's still Miko. Miko, Teresa, Barbie, Christy, and little skipper over her. Okay, of course, Ken and Steven. Now, Barbie and all her other ethnic girlfriends have the B logo, okay, on somewhere on their swimsuits, which I always thought was like unnecessary because, especially, for Ken, because Ken, he should have had the K for Ken, fine, pink, but K for Ken, and Steven, he should have had the S for Steven. That's my little gripe. So anyways, here they are, Ken and Steven, looking fabulous in their swimsuits. I always like, when I was little, I've always had an obesity problem. So as a child, I liked this swimsuit, but I knew I couldn't very well wear this type of swimsuit because, well, being a little butterball, I had man boobs, and I still do, and a big old pot belly. So I like this swimsuit better because it's, covers his torso completely. So I was never able to beat my obesity. I was a fat little boy and I'm a fat man, although I struggle with it. But if I could, I would love to wear this. This swimsuit I like because, again, it covers everything. Granted, I don't have Ken's, physique, but I feel more comfortable in this because I would not be, seen in public with just swim trunks and no shirt because my chest don't look like this. But anyways, so, here they are, Beach Blast, Ken and Steven. Okay, a little twofer review. Okay. Oh, and something else that I wanted to mention about these dolls. That this is the heyday, okay, when Ken and his um, and his black version, which was Steven, okay, these dudes, on top of being very, very handsome, they sport toothy smiles. I like this. And I know I can't be the only one who appreciates the friendliness of a toothy smile. And I really appreciate it because these guys look inviting. When they look at me on the shelf, it's like, I can almost hear them say, hey man, come on, let's go home. I'll be your buddy, because again, they look friendly. I don't know why most Ken dolls of the last 10 years or so, mostly fashionistas, have a stern, serious look on their faces. Why? Why can't Ken smile anymore? That's one of the many, many, many reasons why I don't like today's Barbies and Kens. I really don't. Because, the boys in particular have these very stern, severe faces that look angry or thuggish, and I don't like that. I don't. I like my dolls to look friendly and inviting. I like these happy little faces, just smiling, and again, looking friendly, you know. And well, that is my opinion because that is my taste in dolls, But I know I'm not the only one. Um, Anyways, I believe I have taken enough of your time. Okay, so have a wonderful weekend, you guys. I love you all. Thank you, for subscribing, for watching, for commenting, and enjoying my humble little videos and gibberish. And like my brother Lucho would tease me, I'm gonna close this video with smooches.